Welcome to the last episode of White Label American for 2023. Thank you for staying with us throughout the year. Appreciate you all. This is an episode about gratitude, and this is a wrap up for the year. And I'll be sharing some fun data outside podcasting that's related to my year. And I'll also bring up some storytelling outside of and in podcasting. So it's all stuff that I enjoyed throughout the year, and I hope that you will enjoy this. So it's just me, no guest here. It's just a personal episode. So enjoy me on this. Join me on this joining, and let's have fun together. So first of all, I would like to thank each and everyone who said yes to coming on the podcast throughout the year. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to come here and share your stories, your journey in life, and I really appreciate it. We had people from all walks of life bring their stories here, and it's not easy to sit down in front of a mic, in front of the camera, and talk about where you were born, share personal journeys. And for some of these people, this was the very first time that they had done that. It's a very big step in life, talking about their family histories, things that are very personal and dear to them. So I really appreciate that. And I just want to give a shout out and give plenty of love to them. There are a lot of people who were on the podcast. We had people who talked about being sober. We had people who talked about growing up in different countries. There was a diversity of stories, people in different professions. And we had lots of artists, comic book artists, people who are sculptors, people who are into what's that called again? The different types of arts. And when I began this podcast, it seemed like I only had people who were in financial industry at first, or blue collar jobs. And as life would have it, I started having people from all walks of life, and that's just I'm just grateful. That's the point. I'm just grateful. And I ran into somebody about 3 weeks ago, and she said that she listened to an episode of this podcast. I won't say the episode so that you guys the person, I don't want to give the name, but she listened to the episode, and the guest of the episode is now the love of her life. That's how she made the love of her life, and that has to be one of the highest compliments that I've received. So if you are single out there, and there are a lot of people who struggle with online dating or even face-to-face dating, whichever words you have for the dating game. One way to tell people, if you want to know about me, give them an episode that you've appeared on. That's what better way for people to know who you are, for people to know you. There's no better way, because she said she listened to the episode and she said, "Wow, this person is really interesting. I would like to know this person. I would like to hang out with this person." Maybe a lot of his friends who've known this person since childhood have listened to that episode, and he's been telling me that they really connected with him in a much more personal way, personal level than they ever thought, because he revealed a lot, and it's a very personal episode, and I really appreciate him. So there are a lot of episodes like that of White Label American, and that's why I love this podcast. I love doing what I do, and I really appreciate people who support the podcast. And I keep telling you all, share it with your friends, lovers, secret families, and everybody. So I hope you guys will stay with us in 2024, and remember that podcasters grow fastest through word of mouth. So we don't just say that for the sake of saying it, but the statistics are out there, and that's what happens. But let's share a few other things. Yes, those of you who wrote us 5-star reviews, We didn't get as many as we got in 2022. So hopefully in 2024, you guys will beat the 2023 record. But we still appreciate those of you who gave us 5-star reviews. It also helps, especially on Apple, which is the largest platform of my listeners, outside of outside of Patreon. It's I really appreciate each and every one of you took the time to write a review. It was very helpful. It is very helpful. It's another way for people to discover us. So thank you. Thank you. And, it's the holiday season, so please take out the time to write another review. I believe in you. You can do it. There will be no threats today. So thank you again. A few things outside of podcasting that I enjoyed when it comes to storytelling. This year, I connected with a bunch of shows. Shout out to the actors and writers who were on strike. I really, I was in solidarity with them. And there were some movies and TV shows that I really enjoyed, but I won't be too much on the movies. I'll just talk about TV shows. So, a couple, I won't give you all of them, but just a couple that I remember right now. Moving is a South Korean superhero show that's on Hulu. I think that'll be on Star overseas, or depending on what country you are, Disney or Star. And that's South Korean. Blue-Eyed Samurai is more recently on Netflix. Reservation Dogs also on Hulu. Beef, we had a special episode on that, which everybody got to listen to. And on Patreon, we had I think we had more than one special episode on Patreon on Beef. I really love Beef. Foundation is on Apple. The Last of Us is on HBO. We had multiple special episodes talking about the Last of Us. That's one of my favorite things from this year in general. We're all great storytelling at showing grief, hate, most importantly, how powerful love is as a drug. I just love how they brought all that to the light and how they told it, and I connect with stuff like that in a way that I might not even have the words to describe it right now, but it's just beautiful seeing how amazing storytelling has come in this day and age. And it's not that I don't enjoy comedy like I used to. I still shout out to my South Side. There's still nothing as funny as South Side that I've seen. And I'm still mad that they canceled, that it wasn't renewed for another season. I think that's still the funniest comedy, maybe above my chewing gum. But yes, an immigrant story in almost all of the shows that I just mentioned. There's generational trauma. There's the issue of belonging, community. But there's also the complexity of us as humans in all these properties that I mentioned. So I connect to all that. And I know some people, got distracted by, the action or lack of action, and I get it. It's everybody has their thing, and not everybody's me, but it's why I appreciate the writings, the directing on these shows and these properties when they're brought to light, and I really dig how far they go into bringing these stories before us, and I really recommend them to other people. So yeah, there were some other ones that I forgot to write down for this episode. There was one that I watched actually on HBO that the animation was interesting, and there was some guys stuck in a planet. I can't recall the title, but that was also very interesting. Very interesting. Some sci-fi animated show. I'm not usually on HBO for stuff like that, but I kind of caught it recently. So Yeah, a lot of good stuff this year. A lot of good stuff, and um, the final fun stuff that I would like to share with you guys that I think touches on me being a parent and kind of surprised me. I saw I'd been getting notifications to check it out, and I was like, I don't think there's anything that will surprise me. And then I decided to check it out, and I was like, wow, okay, I guess this confirms that I'm a parent now. So I said, oh, maybe I should share this with you guys, and you guys will appreciate it. So the first one that I will go through is my YouTube recap. I didn't realize that YouTube had started doing recaps. So I go through my personal recap, and I guess YouTube's recap is tied to their music only because I was wondering what it will look like, and it says I listened to 80 different artists, which I was like, oh, just 80, but that's on YouTube Music only, and it says my top five were Infrared Crypto, who's responsible for the music on this podcast. Swaley or Swally, I don't know how to even pronounce his name. Blackaway, Blackway, Black Caviar. Now, the if you ask me what the songs of the those three, the bottom three, well, actually, let me correct myself. My top five artists were actually Metro Boomin, Infrared Crypto, who's responsible for the songs on for this podcast, Sway Lee, Blackway, Black Caviar. Now, uh, Sway Lee, Blackway, Black Caviar, I can't tell you any of their songs, to be honest. But there's a reason why they're on my list, because I will tell you why. Now, it says my top artist was obviously Metro Boomin, who I don't think I'd heard of him until we saw uh, Spider Man Across the Spider Verse. And after that, my kid is like, she wants the songs from the movie because she does that with anything that she likes. And I got it on her playlist, and she was going through this phase where she wants to hang out with her, with music playing on her scooter. So I have a couple of, I think I have like two speakers. I have a JBL speaker, and I can and an echo. So you can carry the JBL speaker like a typical New Yorker, a certain type of New Yorker, you know. And so she has hang it on her scooter when she's riding, and she play this song, play Across the Spider Verse. Give me Spider Man. So she just calls it Spider Man. So okay, Spider Miles Morales. So I'm playing Miles Morales, and she keeps playing that, and it's over, and so like repeat. And sometimes as she's going, some other kid with Spider Man. Oh, Miles Morales. It's funny to see kids connecting on Spider Man, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a cool parent. I'm dad of the year at this moment, and I'm not realizing that if I thought I was doing it on only Spotify. I didn't realize that I was doing it also on YouTube, and I'm getting this uh, recap at the end of the year, and I'm like, dang, my 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 YouTube list is now made up of only certain type of music that I'm like, I didn't realize that. Yeah. Sway Lee is now. I'm now in the top 3% of Sway Lee's listeners. I'm like, I don't really know this guy's music, to be honest, but I guess he was on the Across the Spider Verse album. So I don't know if he had one of the songs. I thought he featured, but now I'm considered a Sway Lee top listener. You listen to them 6 times as much as the average listener. Wow. I need to start a personal channel for my kid. But I have YouTube premium, so that's a problem because I'm not getting YouTube premium for her, so she'll still be coming back to mine. But I don't feel comfortable with being a Swaley premium. I don't feel this is not the start that I wanted. So let me see. It says if your year were an album. Okay, no, I can't show you guys this. This some arts that they made. Okay, pulling colors from your top from. Okay, wait. Annihilate. I like that song. Okay, that's also from Spider Man. So Spider Man dominates a lot. I like that movie though. It's one of my best movies of the year. You're listening to 168 different songs this year. I'm pretty sure I listened to more on Spotify. Annihilate was the top song by Pedro Alison. Ah, okay. So my top five tracks from 2023 were Annihilate from Across Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Mona Lisa also from Across the Spider-Verse, but they had the wrong Mona Lisa track. Um, the third track was Calling, also from Spider. The top five were from the top four were from Spider-Verse. Self Love. The fifth track was actually from the first movie, Into the Spider Verse. What's Up Danger? So those were definitely on days that my kid would just be like keep repeating Spider Man tracks, and somehow they got to dominate my YouTube songs for the year. And then my top albums were Crypto Soul, the fourth Crypto Soul by Infrared Crypto, 95 minutes played, and Infrared by Infrared Crypto, and The Mind of Dom, Volume 2, Infrared Crypto, which is a surprise. I'm like, how did that beat all the Across the Spider Verse? So, did your music moods match your real feels this year? So, January to March, beginning of the year was in my happy place. Okay, now the middle of the year was at ease and in the moment, and end of the year upbeat and energized. This is all my kid, man. This is not me. And overall, your music this year was chill, 24%, dramatic, 24%, upbeat, 20%, uplifting, 17%, energizing, 14%. I mean, when I'm doing work at home or anywhere, sometimes I'm in the library doing work. I like using the lo-fi type of music. I play it sometimes. So I guess this counts. It goes, all this stats all count with that. And then I listen to 16 genres, but my favorites were hip hop music, 19%, soundtrack, 12%, which is definitely my kid. Pop music, 4%, my kid. Telugu, which Ashwin should be proud of, because that's his language or his people, 3%, which is all definitely from RRR. Rhythm and blues, 3%. Huh, just 3%. I listen to a lot of jazz. I thought I did. And yeah, top artist and track. Okay, so this is the roundup. So that's from YouTube Music. So now let's see Spotify. What Spotify has. I believe Spotify should be more adult themed, more of my taste. But my kid also has a playlist on Spotify, which sometimes when she's in the mood, we get to play that. So this year, my listening took me place. So Spotify has a global map. Okay, Lusaka people there are more likely to listen to fans. Okay, well, this is new. I don't know why it took me to Lusaka. I played 1,403 songs. Alrighty, so yep. And my top song was Mona Lisa by Dominic Fike from Across the Spider Verse. So we got something in common. But I had room in my heart for more than one favorite. You romantic. Well, I'm definitely a romantic. My top songs were Mona Lisa, Vulture Meets Culture, What's Up Danger. So first two were from Across the Spider Verse. The third song was from Into the Spider Verse, and number four, Silk and Cologne, Across the Spider Verse, and number five, for I Can't Stop from Across the Spider Verse. So once again, Across the Spider Verse, my kid is winning again. And what's the next one? Time is a construct. Okay, I listened to for 31 731 minutes. So that doesn't okay, so I listened actually more in January. Huh. Okay. I listened to 1,193 artists this year. And number one artist is Infrared Crypto. So actually so that proves that I won here than my kid. Which is a surprise. Well, not too much of a surprise because I have control of my Spotify than my kid. And yeah. Oh, peak listening month, July. So I have to tell Ahmed that yeah. Number two, Daniel Pemberton. Also, he did the first Spider-Man movie, and then Metro Boomin, number three. Wow. So they need to pay me for the Spider-Man because I did a lot. Diamond White. Well, this is my kid. She did Moon Girl. So Marvel needs to pay me for that. Number five, Dominic. How you pronounce his name? Fike or Fike? Mona Lisa. But that Mona Lisa track is actually popping. I ain't gonna lie because my kid loves it, but I also love it too. So it's a tie, 50-50. Has anyone ever told you that you're a great listener? And okay, so for podcasts, well, that's different between Spotify and YouTube. I listen to more podcasts on Spotify. So it has my top podcasts. Well, if you guys know me, you know that I love the Black Guy Who Tips. Uh, yeah, I'm just going. It's taking too long to load. Why is it so slow? But yeah, the music definitely you see there's a difference, slight difference, not that big a difference on between Spotify and YouTube. Which I think if it had been 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see that stats because I think the gap would have been much wider. I would because I think I always started making a playlist for my daughter uh, between I think it was last year I started. I made her playlist, her first playlist last year. So finally, the new designs of White Label American Podcast T-shirt has arrived. If you go on my Instagram, the White Label American Podcast Instagram, you'll see Paula from Talk Shit with P podcast. She'll be the first episode of 2024. Launch. She did an unboxing video. She just got the first T-shirt. She got her T-shirt, and I think she got a mug also. So you see how I'm unveiling the T-shirt. So yeah, that's proof that we have the new design out there. And yeah, I don't do unboxing, but I'll try and do an unboxing later and make a short video. So you can go get yours now, and I think that should be it. Which is a good place to end. Any other thing? Barbie was great. I ain't gonna lie. My kid finally got to see it. You know, American Fiction. I just saw it. That movie. Jeffrey Wright and Sterling K. Brown. Man, that dude can command a tear. He's like he has tears on demand, but his performance was also it was stellar. Yeah, just like his name. Fantastic movie. Joyride was one of the movies I enjoyed earlier this year. So I didn't really see a lot of movies this year, which is proof of the problem Hollywood has instead of blaming Marvel. So yeah, that's all that. But we'll talk about that on Patreon later on. So yeah, that's it. That's a wrap up for the year. There'll be more stuff coming. 2024 will be packed. We have there's a soccer player who plays locally, professional soccer player. We're in talks. We just haven't finalized date. There's architects. There's more artists. More artists. Yes, there'll be plenty of artists. From comic book writers to painters, sculptors. Yep, you have them. Trying to reach out to somebody who I saw on was it Wired? Yeah, I think it was Wired. I saw him on, and he was doing amazing work with Legos. I didn't even realize that the word Legos came from was a Danish word. So yeah, reaching out to him. There's still somebody who's Captain America, but he's sick, and we had been in talks. He just hasn't finalized date yet. All that should be in 2024. Appreciate your support. Keep the love coming in. Thank you for the privilege of your company. Happy holidays. See you in 2024.